This is single line diagram software running in a free browser tab. No install, no login. And in the next few minutes, we're going to draw a single line diagram from scratch right here. A single line diagram, an SLD, sometimes called a one-line diagram, is the map of a power system on a single line. Utility comes in a main breaker, a transformer, a busbar, and the feeders going out. One line stands in for all the conductors, so you can read the whole system at a glance. We will place the symbols, follow the one-line convention, label it, sanity check it with a live simulation, and export it to share. Free in the browser. Let's draw one. First, the idea, because it makes the drawing obvious. On a real panel, there are dozens of conductors, 3 phases and neutral and earth. A single line diagram collapses all of that into one line. You are not drawing every wire. You are drawing the path power takes. Source, protection, transformation, distribution, and loads, top to bottom, in order. Read it like a story from the incomer down. Utility or generator at the top. A main breaker or disconnect. A transformer if the voltage changes. A bus bar where the power spreads out. Then the feeders and the loads hanging off the bus. Get that order right, and the diagram reads itself. That is the whole convention, and this tool has real symbols for every one of those blocks. So here is the plan, and here is the tool. It is a free editor that opens in an ordinary browser tab. Nothing to download, no account to start. Down the left is a searchable symbol library that is electrical from the start. You place a symbol, connect it, label it, and the connections route themselves. Our worked example is the classic one. Utility into a main breaker, into a transformer, down to a bus bar, out to the feeders. The exact backbone of most single-line diagrams you will ever draw. Let me switch to the editor and build it. This is the editor, live in the browser. Nothing installed. That alone clears the biggest hurdle before you draw a line. Down the left is the symbol library. Search it, and the electrical symbols are right there. Circuit breaker, transformer, generator, disconnect, ground, meter base, service entrance, fuse. Real electrical symbols, not generic boxes. To place one, click the symbol, then click the canvas, and it snaps to the grid. Breaker, switch, fixture, ground. That is how you lay out every block of a single line. Click, place, and it lines up on the grid so the whole drawing stays straight. Search is the fast way in. Type breaker, type transformer, type generator. The exact block you need is one click from the canvas, and there was no install to get here. And you do not have to start from a blank page. Here is a real finished single line style diagram. Open straight in the browser. A PLC control panel with its supply, breakers, and I/O laid out in wired down clean lines. And a solar single line, array, controller, inverter, and battery down one path. Both loaded in a tab, nothing installed. This is the fastest way to learn the convention. Open one that works and read it. Follow the line from the source at the top, through the protection, down to the loads. Every connection routes pin to pin with clean right angles. And here is the part that saves real time. Drag a component, and every wire connected to it follows. Rearrange the whole board, and the drawing stays tidy. The connections are live, so the layout is yours to reshape, and the wiring keeps up. Now the labels, because an unlabeled single line is only half a drawing. Every block on a real SLD carries its rating. The breaker's amps, the transformer's kVA, and its primary and secondary voltage, the feeder size, the bus voltage. That is what turns a picture into a document an electrician can actually build from. Click a component, and its properties open on the right, so you can name it and set its values. Keep the flow top to bottom, source, breaker, transformer, bus, feeders. Label each block as you go, and your single line reads exactly the way the standard intends. One clean line, every rating on it, nothing hidden. Now, the part that most single-line diagram tools simply cannot do. Simulate it. There's a real SPICE engine built into the page. Open Simulate, pick DC operating point, and run it. Live node voltages and branch currents appear right on the diagram. Real volts, the return sitting near zero, real currents in the branches. Actual numbers, computed from the single line you drew. This is your sanity check. If a feeder is wired wrong, the numbers say so before you ever touch a real bus. A 0 where you expected volts is the fastest fault report there is. No meter, no smoke, no guessing. Transient and AC sweep live in the same dialogue when you need waveforms over time. Now, be honest about what this is. It is a real circuit simulation, not a full power systems short circuit study. But for checking that your single line is connected the way you think it is, watching the numbers land is worth more than any static picture. And getting the drawing out. Export as a PNG to drop the single line straight into a report or a message. Export as an SVG when you want clean vector lines that stay crisp at any size. Both are right there in the menu. You can also share a live link to the diagram, so a colleague opens the exact same single line in their own browser. Nothing to install on their end either. For panels, solar, and study single line work, that is usually all you need to hand it off. So, honestly, where does this land? This is a free browser tool for drawing single line diagrams, real electrical symbols, the one-line convention, live simulation to sanity check, and PNG or SVG out at the end. It is not a full ECAD suite, and it does not pretend to be. For a proper protection coordination or short circuit study on a large installation, you still reach for the heavy professional package. But for actually drawing a single line diagram for a panel, a solar array, a study drawing, a class assignment, free in the browser with the circuit check before you build it, is genuinely hard to beat. No install, no license, no blank page paralysis. So do not take my word for it. Open the editor, drop in a utility, a breaker, a transformer, and a bus, wire them up, and hit simulate. If it hasn't drawn a clean single-line diagram faster than you expected within 10 minutes, you have lost nothing. It was free. It is at CircuitDiagramMaker app. No install, no credit card. The link is in the description. Subscribe for a new wiring and diagram video every week. See you in the next one.